Right. I know we're all sick and tired of talking about the European Union, especially post Brexit, but some stories actually do matter and some stories have to be shared because it's exposing the true side of the European Union. We know what they always wanted from this European project. It was always the United States of Europe. We tried to warn the rest of Europe with Brexit. Some of them didn't listen. Now, some countries are listening, and we are now seeing the beginning of the next concept of Brexit from different countries. So the European Commission are going completely crazy now. They are now being open and quite public about their principles, things that we knew, but they always hid it. So now they've been releasing statements such as, this, talking about how the EU law is more superior than your national law, including your constitution, including the values that you have. Your national regulations and your constitution, EU law has to be superior. And also, all rulings by EU courts are binding on all member states, and that's over other authorities, including national courts and the Supreme Courts. This is causing some new problems because there are countries who are trying to make sure that their constitution and their courts are superior, or at least, let's just compromise, at least equal to EU courts. Let's just say that. But the EU doesn't even, budge. They don't compromise. They can't do that because they have to make sure that they centralize everything. Poland could be the next Brexit or Polexit because these guys are having some unintentional issues. It's not even just because some of the Polish politicians and people are kicking off and they're angry with the EU. It's not even that issue because that's been happening for some time now. Hungary and Poland and even Greece have been very vocal about their opposition or Euroscepticism when it comes to the European Union. This time, it's not even their fault. They might get kicked out by the EU because of what they're trying to do. So, for example, Poland have come out to say that the European Union should not use its laws to question Poland's new system of selecting judges. The government will publish their decision in its Journal of Laws in the coming days. This is the first time a member state has questioned wholesale treaties in a constitutional court. The EU is not taking it well. The European Commission said that it will not hesitate to make use of its powers to protect the primacy of EU laws. So some changes from the constitutions and also governments or actual courts in Hungary and Poland and other countries is actually exposing or magnifying the divide inside the continent of Europe, or at least among the 27 nations who are still part of this European protectionist bloc. And that's why the EU are in a bit of a pickle because they don't know how to handle a country like Poland right now with these new changes of selecting judges. Because if they allow Poland to remain sovereign, then they're admitting defeat, that they're creating a bad precedent that other member states could also try to kick off, like how the United Kingdom did in the past, saying we don't want to be part of Schengen, we don't want the Eurozone. Now they might be able to actually see that more often. The only option they have is actually not punishment or sanction, because that's never worked in the past, is actually to completely kick them out if they want to set an example. But will they do that? Because if they kick them out, it will create a domino effect. Then you actually encourage other countries, like Hungary, for example, to start discussing their own version of Brexit. France is on the knife edge in terms of that debate. There will be a lot of other countries, including even the Netherlands and some of the fiscal conservative countries in the north of Europe and Scandinavia, will be questioning the concept of the EU. So if they kick Poland out, domino effect. If they keep Poland, then they will create a bad precedent and other member states will be able to just do whatever they want to do. And that's not how the EU is supposed to be from their perspective. Only Germany could do whatever Germany wants to do. The other countries have to obey. And this is why, when I heard this story, by the way, this was the first time I was like, oh, we're finally talking about something Brexit related or EU related. It's been a while. And you guys were sick and tired of it. Of course, when Brexit happened and everything else, apart from discussing the Northern Ireland Protocol or the fisheries, we tend not to really talk about European politics because we try to move away from it. But some stuff is quite important because these things will affect our country as well, as usual. So this channel is still going despite the issues that we've been having recently for a while with YouTube. And that's why we have our independent channel, the website mytousi.co.uk. So definitely, if you want to support the channel and get more content in terms of the daily podcast, Monday to Friday, we have the podcast, the uncensored, longer version of these to talk about the real issues that we can't talk about here, but also the real issues that affect the country that mainstream media are missing. Check out the link in the description. Go to mytousi.co.uk and don't forget to subscribe to this channel for your daily updates.